Okay, in the last session we explained about the Calvin cycle. So here, how does the carbon dioxide fixation occurs in the C3 plants with the help of the 5 carbon compound, the RUBP, which acts as a primary CO2 acceptor in the C3 plants. So here, during the Calvin cycle, there are 12 glyceraldehyde 3 phosphates are produced in the reduction phase. So out of these 12 glyceraldehyde 3 phosphates, 10 glyceraldehyde 3 phosphates are further used for the regeneration of RUBP in the regeneration phase. The remaining 2 are net gain of 2 glyceraldehyde 3 phosphates are used for the synthesis or the formation of hexose sugar. So here more accurately the hexose sugar is glucose. So according to our equation of photosynthesis, here the produced hexose sugar is glucose C6H12O6. So in this Calvin cycle, how many NADPH and how many ATP molecules are required to the synthesis of one glucose molecule? So here, now I am going to talking about the energetics of Calvin cycle. Energetics of Calvin cycle. Energetics of Calvin cycle. So here, in the Calvin cycle, one hexose sugar is formed or synthesized by the 2 triose molecules which are produced in the or which are acts as a net gain in the reduction phase. So here, for the regeneration process and for the synthesis of hexose sugar, here how many ATP molecules and then how many Calvin cycles are required and how many NADPH molecules are required for the formation or for the synthesis of one hexose sugar. So here in the Calvin cycle, the input substances and the output substances. If we observe the input substances in the Calvin cycle and output substances are the final products of the Calvin cycle. So here how many carbon dioxide molecules are fixed or reduced in the Calvin cycle? So for the formation of one glucose sugar, here required the 6 molecules of carbon dioxide. So here the 6 CO2 molecules are converted into 2 triose molecules. 2 triose molecules are hexose sugar, that is glucose, and then for the formation of 2 triose molecules are one hexose, that is glucose molecule. How many ATP molecules are required? So here total the 18 ATP molecules. Total the 18 ATP molecules are required. 18 ATP molecules are required for the synthesis of one glucose molecule in the Calvin cycle. So here 18 ATP molecules. Out of these 18 ATP molecule, 12 from reduction phase, 6 from regeneration phase. So in the regeneration of the RUBP, at the last step, 6 ribulose 5 phosphate reacted with the 6 molecules of ATP. So here the regeneration of RUBP required the 6 additional ATP molecules. So here the total 18 ATP molecules are required to the synthesis of one glucose molecule. So these ATP molecules are further converted into 18 ATP molecules. And then the NADPH molecules for the synthesis of one hexose sugar. So here the 12 NADPH molecules are required for the reduction of in the reduction phase of the Calvin cycle. So here these NADPH molecules are further converted into 12 NADP plus. So here the 6 CO2 molecules, 18 ATP molecules and 12 NADPH molecules. These are the input substances in the Calvin cycle. And then output substances or output products of the Calvin cycles are the 2 triose molecules, hexose sugar or glucose, and 18 ADP molecules and 12 NADP plus molecules. So here, for the fixation of 6 CO2 molecules, how many ATP molecules are required? 18 ATP molecules and 12 NADP molecules. So here, for every CO2 molecule, for every CO2 fixation, it requires 9 ATP molecule, not 9 ATP, 3 ATP molecules, 3 ATP molecules and 2 NADPH molecule. For every CO2 fixation process, 3 ATP molecule and 2 NADPH molecules are required. If the formation of one triose sugar, the formation of one triose, here the triose sugar is nothing but here glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. So how many carbon dioxides are required, and then how many ATP molecules are required, and how many NADPH molecules are required? So here, for the formation of one triose molecule in the Calvin cycle, here the 3 CO2 molecules are required for the formation of one triose sugar. And then how many ATP molecules are required? 9 ATP molecules and 6 NADPH molecules. For the formation of one triose molecule required the 3 CO2 molecules, 9 ATP molecules and 6 NADPH molecule. And then if formation of one glucose, how many CO2, here how many CO2 molecules are required, how many ATP molecules are required, how many NADPH molecules are required? So here the one glucose is a hexose sugar. So for the formation of hexose sugar, here how many carbon dioxides are required? 6 CO2. How many ATP molecules are required? 18 ATP molecules. And then how many NADPH molecules are required? 12 NADPH molecules are required for the formation of one glucose molecule. So here in the first step, for the formation of one triose sugar, here 3 Calvin cycles are required. 3 Calvin cycles are required. But for the formation of one glucose molecule, how many Calvin cycles are required? 6. 6 Calvin cycles are required for the formation of one glucose molecule. And then if formation of one sucrose, molecule, how many ATP molecules and how many NADPH molecules and how many carbon dioxide molecules are required? Sucrose is a disaccharide. So di means 2. It is made up of 2 monosaccharide units, nothing but glucose molecule. 2 glucose molecules are present in the sucrose. So here for the formation of one sucrose molecule required the 12 CO2 molecules and 36 ATP molecules and 24 NADPH molecules. So here how many Calvin cycles are required for the formation of one sucrose molecule? 12 Calvin cycles. 12 Calvin cycles are required for the formation of one sucrose molecule. Is it clear? Is it clear? For the formation of one carbon dioxide fixation, 3 ATP molecules and 2 NADPH molecules are required. Here one triose molecule, nothing but here the glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. For the formation of triose sugar, like glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, how many CO2 molecules, how many ATP molecules, how many NADPH molecules are required? So here 3 CO2 molecules are required for the formation of triose sugar and 9 ATP molecules are required and 6 NADPH molecules are required for the formation of one triose sugar. And then one glucose molecule. Glucose is a hexose sugar. So hexa means 6. So 6 carbon atom compound is formed or synthesized by the requirements of 6 molecules of carbon dioxide, 18 molecules of ATP and 12 molecules of NADPH. So here, and then for the formation of one sucrose molecule, sucrose is a disaccharide. So it is mainly made up of two monosaccharide units. They are glucose and glucose, are glucose fructose. So here the 6 CO2 molecules and not 6 CO2, 12 CO2 molecules, 36 ATP molecules and 24 NADPH molecules are required for the formation of one sucrose. So here the 3 Calvin cycle for the one triose, 6 Calvin cycles for the one glucose molecule, 12 Calvin cycles for the formation of one sucrose molecule. If we observe, the number of ATP and NADPH molecules are required per CO2 fixation process in the Calvin cycle. So here the steps in Calvin cycle, and then the number of ATP and NADPH used are required. Used per CO2. So here the first step in the Calvin cycle is carboxylation. The first step is స్టార్చ్ అనేటువంటిది గ్లూకోజ్ మాలిక్యూల్స్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ఉంటాయి. ఇక్కడ పాలీసాకరైడ్ అంటాం. పాలీ అంటే మెనీ ఉంటాయి, అంటే 200 300 అలా ఉంటాయి. అలా ఉన్నప్పుడు క్యాల్కులేషన్ వేసుకోవాలా. Carboxylation reaction. In the carboxylation reaction, there is no utilization of ATP. 0 ATP and 0 NADPH. 0 ATP, 0 NADPH. If we observe the first reaction of the Calvin cycle, that is a carboxylation reaction in which 6 RuBP reacted with 6 CO2 molecules, carbon dioxide and 6 water molecules, and further converted into 12 molecules of phosphoglyceric acid, 3 phosphoglyceric acid. So in this reaction there is no ATP utilization, and then in this reaction there is no utilization of NADPH. So here 0 ATP, 0 NADPH in the carboxylation. So here if we observe the second step of Calvin cycle, that is a reduction step. So in the reduction step, how many ATP molecules are required for the one CO2 fixation? See here the 12 NADPH molecules are required involved in the reduction phase of Calvin cycle to the formation of 12 glyceraldehyde 3 phosphates. So here for the CO2 molecule, here the 2 ATP molecules and 2 NADPH molecules. 2 ATP molecules and 2 ATP per CO2, 2 NADPH per CO2 in the reduction phase. And then in the third phase or in the third cycle or in the third step of the Calvin cycle is the regeneration. So in the regeneration phase, how many ATP molecules and how many NADPH molecules are used? So here the ATP molecule, one ATP molecule is required for the CO2 molecule and 0 NADPH. In the regeneration of Calvin cycle, there is no utilization of the NADPH molecules. Here only the ATP molecule is required for the regeneration of RuBP. So here if we observe the steps of Calvin cycle like carboxylation, reduction and regeneration, where do the ATP and NADPH molecules are required and how many ATP and NADPH molecules are required in the Calvin cycle? So here in the carboxylation reaction of Calvin cycle, 0 ATP and 0 NADPH molecule. There is no utilization of ATP and NADPH molecules in the carboxylation reaction of Calvin cycle. And then in the reduction phase, so here the 12 molecules of phosphoglyceric acid converted into 12 molecules of glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate. Here the 2 ATP molecules and 2 NADPH molecules are required for the reduction process for CO2. For 6 CO2 molecules, here 12 12 ATP and 12 NADPH. In addition to the 6 ATP molecules are required for the regeneration of RUBP in the Calvin cycle. So it is a energetics of the Calvin cycle. So how much amount of energy is required for the formation of one hexo sugar in the Calvin cycle? So how many ATP molecules and how many NADPH molecules are utilized in the dark reaction for the synthesis of glucose, hexo sugar? So this is about the energetics of the Calvin cycle. Is it clear?